Never before seen photos from Woodstock that stand out. It was the summer in 1959 in Bethel, New York, when a small music festival turned into a historical event, with almost 500,000 folks participating in it. Here are some unique pictures of that fantastic event. The bubble-blowing woman. Woodstock was known for bringing people together, but this woman, who seems to enjoy her own company blowing bubbles, is a perfect illustration of a free-spirited behavior at the festival. The legendary Tim Hardin. Tim, along with his band, performed If I Were a Carpenter on the first day of the festival. All he needed was a guitar and his voice. He made $2,000, which at the time was not a bad earning at all. A place to relax. It is a common sight to see people sleeping in weird places during festivals, such as this man who slept between two cars without caring for anyone around him or the car owners. Sri Swami Satchidananda. The legendary Sri Swami Satchidananda also attended the festival and made an opening speech empowering 500,000 people. He started his speech by referencing everyone as brothers and sisters. The address included talks of war and how music is a higher power than any other force in control. Joe Cocker. His performance was on the last day of the festival. Right after his performance, a thunderstorm disrupted the festival. He got paid $1,300 for his performance. The psychic palm reader. Many spiritual people also attended the festival. This woman seems to read the palm of another girl with tarot cards placed on a tree trunk. By the smile on the girl's face, it is safe to assume that she received some good news. Sweet dreams. This couple was sleeping while everyone else was leaving. At least they were committed to each other and stayed together. They must have been shocked when they woke up, seeing that everyone had left them. A sense of community. These women seemed to be preparing meals for the Woodstock community. It was common for the participants to share food, water, and other resources with each other, a practice that defined the Woodstock Festival. Helpful people. There are accidents in nearly every festival around the world, and Woodstock was no exception. These two women helped participants who fell ill. Unfortunately, there were 2 deaths during the festival, but on the brighter side, there were 2 births too. An epic dad. This father was grand. He brought his family to the festival on a bus that looked psychedelic. The family can be seen quenching their thirst with a soda. Full House Farm. The festival only sold 100,000 tickets, but people showed out of nowhere in droves, making the attendance count reach 500,000. And all of this happened on a small dairy farm. Fully nomadic ways. The festival took place on a farm, so it didn't have those luxurious bathrooms. So people found the alternative. In this picture, folks are taking a bath with a hose pipe. Medical supplies. With 500,000 people participating in the festival, there is undoubtedly a shortage of medical supplies. People were washing their wounds with vodka as antiseptic until medical supplies were delivered to the festival by helicopters. Pre-internet era communications. There was no Instagram or Snapchat at the time, so people were calling their loved ones via payphones installed at the festival. Journalists can also be seen capturing the beautiful moments of the celebration. Melanie Safka. She got the chance to play when the incredible string band refused to play. Her nervousness was apparent in her voice. The inspiration for her song, Lay Down, Candles in the Rain, came from the crowd lighting candles during her set. Janis Joplin. The late singer Janis Joplin was incredibly talented, and the world saw her talent firsthand in the festival. She performed her hit song, Piece of My Heart, and got an award of a whopping $7,500. Get that water out of the blanket. It seems like the couple is playing a game of tug-of-war, but they are trying to extract the water from the blanket by squeezing it. The dude is multitasking with a cigarette in his mouth. Lost in the book. This guy is a real daredevil by reading a book at the top of a perch. How he managed to sit up? There is a mystery. Handcrafted art. This piece of art created by the participants is merely incredible. They fully utilize the concept of music as an art and showcasing other forms of art at the festival. A bike nap. This guy seems tired and is taking a nap on his motorcycle. Undoubtedly, the festival was pretty lenient on people's choices. Sleeping in the graveyard. The Woodstock Festival was so crowded that people had to sleep in the graveyard. Now that night must have been a pretty rough one. Hopefully, people rotated their turns while sleeping. Fashion at Woodstock. This beautiful couple was genuinely representing the fashion at Woodstock. People experimented with their color choices. Many people tried different hairstyles, and there was a sense of freedom in how one wanted to feel. Powerful music vibes. Jimi Hendrix stunned the crowd with his fantastic performance. Though he had to assemble the band at the time, which he called Gypsy Suns and Rainbows. The group had never played in front of a huge crowd before. Handling the crowd. There were high tensions on hosting such a large number of attendees. Venues were changed several times, and even though only 50,000 people were expected to show up, almost 500,000 showed up on that day. Many untouched talents. Many people brought along their instruments to make music together. Some played drums, some guitars, and it displayed a clear image of a community coming together to celebrate music. No excuses for fun. The weather in the festival varied from sunny to rainy, but this did not stop people from having fun. Here you can see 4 people chit-chatting while standing in mud, sharing the food. There was a massive shortage of both space and food at the festival. People were refusing to leave their spots to find food. As the food was short, people found a way to share it so that everyone could eat. Time to say goodbye. It was now the end of the festival and the man did not seem happy about leaving. But after 4 days of jamming to music, it was now time to clean up and take a good warm shower at home. The man in this picture doesn't seem too happy to be leaving. A Latin touch. Santana also performed at the festival, bringing a Latin touch to the vibe. His drummer was the youngest performer at the festival. When he was interviewed, he admitted his fair share of fun, stating that when he went to get some psychedelics, the performer thought that he would come down by the time of his performance. But while peaking at 2 o'clock, someone informed him that if he doesn't go in now, he won't go later. A lasting impact. The festival left a lasting effect on people, especially on the whole baby boomer generation. It gave them a sense of unity when everyone united in one place for 4 days. The trend of tie-downs. The festival seemingly had an unlimited supply of colorful tie-downs. After the festival, it became more of a fashion trend than a lifestyle choice. The legendary Richie Haven. When the crowd gathered at the site, Richie Haven opened the day with his performance that lasted for 2 hours. The singer made a whopping $6,000 for his one performance. When he passed away, his ashes were spread on the site where the festival took place. Classy fashion choices. This dude rocked his fashion sense, patriotic pants, stylish glasses, and a groovy pose. This shows the open and accepting nature of the festival. Best views of the place. These hippies seem to have found the best place to enjoy the festival from. The bus gives out some serious psychedelic vibes from the past. A rain dance. These people look like they were performing an ancient ritual to celebrate rain in the hot month of August. There is nothing more impressive than enjoying a rain shower with your friends. The performance of Sly and the Family Stone. This mixed-race, mixed-gender band took the stage on the second day of the festival and performed impressively, singing their hit song Stand. They were paid a generous $7,000 for their performance. The power of a flower. Woodstock was known to attract many people from different demographics, but the most who came to Woodstock were the hippies. This young lady was seen cuddling with her boyfriend at the festival. Not homeless. These folks may look homeless, but they are regular groovy festival goers enjoying the natural way of living. They all look calm and seemingly waiting for the next music to be played. Beautiful chicks. Who wouldn't want to look at a cute little yellow baby chick? And after all, the festival is held at a dairy farm, so these things made sense. Traffic incidents. Anywhere traffic incidents are a must to happen. This man fell off the truck and due to too much traffic, the ambulance couldn't get there. Luckily, he had the help of many good festival attendees who helped him. The Groovy Trail. There are 2 ways to choose, both lead to the right places. The groovy way seems much longer, but still, people were jamming on the way to the music. Natural milk. The festival was held on a farm. People had no choice but to quench their thirst by milking a cow to drink milk. Enjoying the guitar. This guy doesn't seem to care about his surroundings as he strums his guitar sitting on hay, wasting his day freely with no worries. The iconic Jimi Hendrix. The iconic Jimi Hendrix also performed at the festival, and he was the last one to perform at the festival. He was paid the highest amount of $30,000 with $2,000 for his expenses. Wrapped up. All a teenager needed in 1969 was someone to believe in and hold on to together. This couple wrapped themselves in a blanket. Love was in the air for these romantic souls, like many others, and waited for the sun to rise over the horizon. Cooling off. These youngsters were cooling off from the August heat under the shades of the sun. Today, people can't live in the summer without an air conditioner. Back then, it was all about having a good time in a natural environment. Overcrowdedness. People from all over the country flocked to the place so that they could take part in the historical event. So there was less space. People settled wherever they saw an opportunity, such as in a van. Don't miss a bit. The sound engineer who set up the speaker system for the festival did excellent work for 200,000 people. But instead, when 500,000 showed up, The speakers weren't able to produce much, and this gentleman was playing the missed songs to his buddies. Freedom. John Sinclair, a political activist from Michigan, expressed his appreciation for the event as it truly represented the message conveyed, which is freedom, making your music. As many people had brought their instruments to the festival, people were creating their music, like this lady who was playing her flute. Fashion from the future. This woman strategically placed the beads around her eyes, and the hat she is wearing is still seen in festivals today. Black beauty. This woman wore all black, even though it was so hot. But who could stop someone from expressing their fashion sense? Picture perfect. This couple got in the picture at the ideal moment. While they look mysterious, the cuteness in the photo is overwhelming. Subscribe for more.